So, hi everybody. All right, we're set. Okay, so this is the talk you've all been waiting for because we're going to talk about free beer. Big round of applause for MacDevOpsYVR for providing it to everybody. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, did I get that right? So what I'd really like to talk about is how at Mid-Pacific Institute we're utilizing both free and paid software to kind of stay under budget and meet our management needs. So a little bit about my environment. Mid-Pacific Institute is a private K-12 institution, and we have about 1,600 students with a one-to-one iPad deployment, about 200 faculty and staff with 2-to-1 iPad and Mac, additional 350 Macs in labs and classrooms, and we also have about 50 PCs for VR and 3D scanning projects, and they're actually bound to our open directory using Pagina. And so we've got about 550 Macs, and so how are we managing them? So yes, as Matt mentioned, we're using Profile Manager. Don't laugh.
That's bravery, that's courage.
I can remote into my server if you don't believe me. So to make it work, we use a lot of the custom setting commands. Even like settings that PM claims to manage, we just use a custom setting because it just works better that way. It works as long as you don't make changes too often. So the UI is really, really sluggish. We've got 2,000 users, so don't click on the users tab because it will crash. So how we make it work is we use device-based profiles only. And as far as the MDM functionality, we're able to lock machines, enroll them, they get all their profiles, and it's all happy. So while we're running 550 devices, I would recommend a hard limit of about 200 per server. At that nice little URL there, Apple claims to support up to 5,000 devices per server, but I would not recommend that. And so we're also using these open source tools to manage our Macs. I'm sure you're all familiar with these icons. So we're using auto damage to create the base OS image. And then we deploy that with Deploy Studio. And that also installs Monkey. And then we use packages and AutoPKG to populate our Monkey repository. And the nice thing is that all of these tools are free. But what about 1,800 iPads? So back in 2012, we started our one-to-one deployment of iPads. And it was a very different world back then. You had iTunes, and that's it. We tried Profile Manager for MDM, and that was not going to happen. So we decided to go with Jamf, and we've been using that for our iOS devices for 5 years, and it's worked out really well. And so something that's been talked about is like DEP, MDM, and like zero touch. And so when DEP for iOS came out, we were really glad we went with Jamf because this allowed us to achieve zero touch with our iOS devices. So we purchase an iOS device, we enter it into DEP, then when the user gets it, it enrolls into our Jamf MDM automatically, and they get whatever they need. They get their configuration, they get their VPP apps. And so for an example, we're doing a new enrollment this year, and on Wednesday, this past Wednesday, we got 1,800 iPads, and they're ready to go on Friday for our students. But what about for the Mac? So we wanted to get to a place with zero touch on the Mac. We wanted a flexible MDM capable of handling lots of devices, so not Profile Manager anymore. DEP, and zero touch. And I knew that, my luck with PM, I'm told I'm very lucky that Profile Manager even works. I knew it would run out. So we talked to our Jamf advisor, and EDU pricing is thankfully very lenient, and so we're able to add our Macs to our jamf server now. And so what is the holy grail of Mac management? And this is what I think it is. So you got DEP, and then you've got an MDM. It can be any MDM. And then you've got some kind of agent that can do management. Because MDM doesn't do everything. So you need all three of these components. And so we tested this out with DEP, JSS, and Jamf Pro, and Monkey. And so you get a device out of the box. It's enrolled into DEP. They turn it on. It automatically enrolls into your JSS. JSS installs your agent, and then your agent installs Monkey. And you can actually skip one of these steps depending on your MDM vendor. And it works really well. And so we're hoping to deploy zero-touch Mac very soon. But if you're a Jamf customer, there's this great project by MacMule called jamJAR. And what it does is it combines Jamf server-side logic with Monkey's client-side logic. And it has these nice little notifications that he wrote there to simplify the admin experience. So basically, it takes that DEP, Jamf, Monkey thing, and it puts it together into a package. And then also, you just heard about MicroMDM. And this is a free open source alternative to this workflow of DEP MDM agent. And so you can install your Puppet or Monkey straight out of DEP with something like MicroMDM. So can we get a big round of applause for the project here? And that's all I got because I was only doing a short, quick talk, so I hope you liked it. Do you have any questions about what we're doing?
Thank you, Derick. Questions? Questions? So what was this about?
Beer tonight
There's
at
no
the
free
hackathon?
beer tonight. Thanks, Derick.
We got a question down here.
There will be beverages tonight, and stick around for the evening. We'll have T-shirts for everybody. We'll have some food and T-shirts. Don't eat the T-shirts.
Question.
So to follow up on your zero-touch Mac workflow, is it similar kind of what Victor was showing where you're using Jamf as kind of the way to install Monkey, and then Monkey handles the rest of the setup?
Yeah, exactly. So Jamf, when you enroll it, installs its agent, and then you can use that agent to install Monkey.
Okay.
Yeah. Or if you're using MicroMDM, they just install Monkey straight out of DEP.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.